Hey everybody, it's Jimmy T or Jim Turk from BeatMyDisease.com. I'm hoping that you're finding some use, some value in the videos that you've gotten so far, and that you put some of the stuff into practice. Remember that writing things down and maybe including them in a calendar is a great way to go. It certainly will improve things for you, and I think it makes it much more likely that you'll follow through with them because you can see that it's written down and you can kind of look at that every day and remind yourself of that. It's a visual sort of commitment to what you're planning on doing, and I don't know, that must be part of the magic in it, but it works. So I would basically encourage you to do that. I know I say encourage an awful lot, but it's true. I really want you to be able to do that, and I think that you'll find quite a bit of value in that. So I want to talk to you today about the second O in control, which is for others. When we talk about others, we talk about social interactions. There is a ton of research, and so a lot of this is my personal experience, because I've done a lot of this stuff through trial and error, but there is a lot of research to show and prove that people who have a lot of social interactions and a lot of social connectedness live longer, happier, healthier lives. That's just kind of the way it works. When you look at the bad side of it, it's a good place to start. Think about bullying. We talk about bullying in our kids and all that kind of stuff, and stuff on social media makes it quite a bit easier actually to bully people if you want. And that leads to a lifelong battle with various illnesses and diseases. They're much more likely, people that are bullied are much more likely throughout their lives to have issues picking up viruses, cold viruses, flu viruses, succumbing to diseases. They have a greater viral load for stressful events like exams, tests, things like that. It's just a lot harder on them in general. So think about that. Think about that's a lifelong thing, and that's something that they've done a lot of research on. There's a lifelong impact to having poor social connections and a bad association with social networking. The other part of it is, on the good side of it, as I said before, tons of research to show that people that have good social networks and strong social connections and good experiences have lived longer, healthier, happier lives. They also heal faster, right? That's not me just saying it, that's the absolute truth. There's actually evidence to show that people like wound healing, like if you scratch yourself or cut your leg or something like that, that it actually heals faster when you have a good social network. That's in person, but also online or whatever. That's the beauty of things like social networks like Facebook, Twitter, all those other things, is we can talk to a lot of people, interact with them without leaving our house. We still want to have those one-on-one personal interactions, but it's a close second to being able to do that online with a lot of people. That's a great thing. So really tell you that you can't go wrong. You want to do that as much as possible. Make sure to really increase that, to use that to your advantage. It doesn't cost anything, right? But it's a very valuable thing, both in terms of health, long-term health, both in terms of healing, but also just in terms of happiness and how you live your life. There's a lot of other research that shows that positive interactions, it's almost like a cascading effect. What they did was they tested vagus nerve tone, I'll call it tone. So your vagus nerve is one of the main nerves that actually helps tell your heart how fast it has to beat. It really thrives on social connections and things like that as well, and that's well known. The thing about the vagus nerve is you can really establish whether or not something's having a good effect on you, because obviously if it's having a good effect on you, it's going to decrease that vagus nerve tone. Your vagus nerve is going to decrease the rate at which it tells your heart to beat, for example, and has a direct impact on health. And you can imagine, I mean, a faster heartbeat, more likelihood of cardiovascular disease, heart attack, but other diseases as well. So we're looking to minimize that, and social interactions have been proven consistently that that's what happens. That positive networking, that positive social interaction, creates a situation where the vagus nerve tone decreases, your heart rate decreases, which means that you have better social interactions, you have a better view on life. We talk about creating that environment where good things can happen, right? We set up things for the future. So, you know, when you think about karma or whatever you want to call it, you know, we create good karma. I mean, if we have good social interactions and we treat people nicely, constantly and consistently, they're going to treat us back nicely, and they're going to expect that when we enter that group of people. So if we treat everybody nicely, leave, come back 2 days later, people are going to expect us to be nice, and they're going to treat us in such a fashion. So we're going to be received nicely, and so everybody's going to be happy. It's kind of a cascading effect, and then the result of that is that you're healthier, and that's proven, right? Faster wound healing, slower heart rate, all that kind of stuff that goes along with that. So it's a really kind of an awesome, cool thing, because it makes you happier, it makes you healthier. You really can't beat it. It doesn't cost anything, as I said. You know, think about serving others. Think about, again, setting up that environment that if you're always looking to help people, you know, even if you're in a wheelchair, for example, you know, hold the door for somebody. If you've got it open, hold it for somebody else. You know, not only if you can, I mean, don't put yourself at risk, obviously, but do other favors for people. But it's not only going to put them in a better mood, right, than they were already. They're going to be thankful to you, so it's going to make you feel good. But again, you may actually change their view of somebody like you, with somebody with your condition, right? So, you know, for example, if I hold the door for somebody and I'm using a cane, which I do at this point pretty often, you know, they might look at me and I'm holding the door for them, and they might look and say, well, I was judging you right off the bat, right? I had a negative opinion of you just because of what society has told me about handicapped people and people that use canes or wheelchairs or whatever the case is. But you're holding the door for me, and now I feel better about it. Now I have a really positive, I've had a positive experience, and I really have a positive view of you now. And, you know, they're obviously not going to say all that kind of stuff, but that's really what happens. And so you can really work on changing the whole culture. So it's, you know, you get this immediate happy, healthy, healing effect, but you also work on changing that culture as well. So it's kind of a long term, again, setting up a karma to work in your favor. So you can't really beat that. So just really concentrate hard on interacting with people from a social standpoint, networking. You know, it's pretty well proven that even if you have a health issue or a disease or anything else like that, or that a lot of trauma, mental or physical trauma, that talking about it with other people helps a lot. Now, I'm not talking about complaining necessarily or making it real negative. I'm just saying talk about it, make your feelings known, and show empathy, and have empathy showed towards you, and that goes an awfully long way to make you happy and healthy. So again, just really work on serving others, creating that social network, but it's just all about other people and creating that good karma all around, and that comes back tenfold to you. And it's a better healing environment, it's a happier environment, it's a healthier environment. So with that, I'll let you go. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you're getting a lot again out of these free videos. If you have any questions about it or comments, certainly leave them below the video. I can respond to as many as I can, obviously, but email me if you have any questions as well, and I'll be happy to do that or respond to those as well. So thanks a lot.